Silence lay heavily on that morning of May 25th while we sift through the shrapnel of another news cycle.
Round and round we go through the all too familiar phases
of shock,
anger,
grief, bargaining, and begging for a change.
Only to see the surfacing of new headlines and feel the sinking in our stomachs.
We wait for the next smattering of bullets to shatter the nation.
And once again.
And again.
And again.
We are a country surrounded by caution tape.
Actively under investigation.
Constantly under interrogation until the situation is clear. And I ask you,
when did we decide the pitter-pattering of little feet
on top of hardwood floors under Sunday morning sunlight
was an acceptable segue to frantic evacuation
marked by bloodstained footprints?
What happened to make kneeling at the altar to offer a prayer
place to pay the price and sacrifice one's own life right then and right there?
How did we come to the conclusion that the produce section is the prime location?
To be in the wrong place at a specific time, someone chose to hate hard enough to propel it through a barrel. And every single one. Like shooting fish in a barrel.
Enough is enough is past its prime.
It snuck up on us at Columbine.
It shook us at Sandy Hook.
It eviscerated us at Virginia Tech.
It seized us at Stoneman Douglas.
It pummeled us at Pulse nightclub.
And Chicago.
And Vegas.
And Buffalo.
And the shopping center.
And the beach. And the synagogue.
And.
Enough is so 10 years ago.
And the truth of it is, these victims shoulder our thoughts.
And they carry our prayers.
And those are the heaviest things they've ever hauled.
That bear the lightest of consequences.
We're at the point of pointing fingers across the aisle.
All the while, more people suffer
because we know there's no buffer between one tragedy and another.
We are bogged down by bills that die on the Senate floor
because they can't seem to peel back the layers.
They don't dig fast enough to get at the root.
They won't stop shouting at each other long enough to listen.
Is it mental health?
Lack of background checks.
Or grooming?
Bullying?
Is it the NRA, or maybe he just snapped that day?
Regardless, the answer is yes.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. That people kill people.
That guns kill people.
And that people with guns kill people.
And for the people who walk this earth who are living and breathing,
no one's right to bear arms outweighs their right to life.
Without deniability, think gun responsibility.
Regulations our nation needs to keep kids alive
so that they can thrive.
We cannot bite back outrage during one more moment of silence
because it's time to get loud.
We won't stand for another day when a parent's mouth is swabbed for DNA to identify a tiny body.
Broken beyond recognition, our conviction is the key.
And where we once asked not what our country could do for us, but what we could do for our country,
we now assert that we do not work for Congress, Congress works for us.
To echo Amanda Gorman, there is always light. If only we are brave enough to see it, if only we are brave enough to be it. So we call on you to be the light.
For the father who begged for a bulletproof vest so he could breach the school.
For the mother who waited an eternity for news she couldn't bear to hear.
For the sisters and brothers whose best friends' lives were mercilessly cut short.
For the children who will never take another breath.
Much less a back-to-school photo.
For anyone, anywhere.
For all of us.
Act now.
No more silence.
Rise up to end gun violence.